Former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has sent shockwaves through Britain and the rest of the globe after quitting as a Member of Parliament. Johnson has been fighting for his career with a parliamentary inquiry investigating whether he misled the House of Commons when he said all COVID-19 parties had rules being followed, even though those parties were held in government buildings during the national lockdowns. Now, political analyst Musa Mdunge joins us now to unpack this further. Musa, thank you for making time for us. So this investigation has found that he misled Parliament, but he claims this is all a witch hunt to take revenge for Brexit.
Thank you so much, Clement, and to your viewers. Yes, indeed, Boris Johnson has resigned as a Member of Parliament, and in his 1,000-word letter, he claims that this is a result of a witch hunt within the Conservative Party, but the broader parliamentary party, when you consider that the Privileges Committee is headed up by the Labour Party. And indeed, as the former Prime Minister bows out, he again continues to assert that his reign over Conservative politics is not over. After all, in that resignation letter, he claimed that it is goodbye for now. And of course, for Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, this presents a headache for him. He may, have a sigh of relief that Boris Johnson will no longer be a backbencher, but at the same time, he continues to loom large as a figure within a very much majority white and old and male Conservative Party, where he continues to be very popular and where the Prime Minister continues to be challenged, particularly amongst his backbenchers. So these are interesting times, and I doubt that we are seeing the back of Boris Johnson.
Yeah. You mentioned the statement that he sent out, 1,000 words in total, and in that statement he attacked Rishi Sunak's government, blaming them for all sorts of things, rising taxes, not being conservative enough, failing to make the most of Brexit. What message do you think he's trying to send with this message about this government and the Prime Minister?
Well, it's not so much a concern about this particular government as it is a concern about his own legacy. So what he is trying to do is solidify himself as a Conservative Prime Minister that has gotten things done. After all, he did lead the Conservative Party to an 80-seat majority in the House of Commons. Secondly, it is under him that the United Kingdom indeed left the EU and was able to establish itself as a lone wolf, as one would say. And so for him, it is more about, protecting his legacy while he's still very much in a campaign posture, really presenting himself as an alternative to the doomsday approach that we see with Rishi Sunak. Now, what he doesn't do is essentially take the blame. The reason that the United Kingdom has so high a level of inflation is because of Brexit, its inability to allow businesses in the United Kingdom to really be competitive against other markets such as that of China, such as the United States and its partners in the EU. He seems to not take the blame that structurally he has been more consequential to the United Kingdom economy than Rishi Sunak. And so what we see happening in the Conservative Party, happening in the United Kingdom's economy, is really as a result for the role he played in not only promoting Brexit in 2016 and getting that done, but also in the role he played in structuring how the United Kingdom economy would become post-Brexit. And, he does a good job in blaming Rishi Sunak, but he leaves out the fact that he was very much central to where the United Kingdom finds itself today.
Yeah. So what does all of this mean for his political future? He did hint that he may try to make a return to politics when he says it's very sad to be leaving Parliament, at least for now.
Indeed, look, the British political system allows for a sense of redemption. He won't be the first of any members of parliament to have resigned under, a dark cloud and then come back again. It has happened both within the Labour Party as well as the Conservative Party. So indeed he does continue to have a chance to make a resurrection, particularly when we consider that a lot of the backbenchers continue to support him and his vision for the United Kingdom and for the Conservative Party. Again, it lies in the key of what he said, that when he accused Rishi Sunak of not being conservative enough, if he continued to be able to posture himself as the most conservative of the leaders in the Conservative Party, he continues to have a chance. But the question is, come next year, how will the Conservative Party do? We see that when we look at the polls from even YouGov, we see that the Conservative Party are trailing Labour Party. Keir Starmer's favorabilities are continuing to rise, and Rishi Sunak's unfavorabilities continue to increase themselves. So this is a Conservative Party that finds itself in the back foot, and a rising Labour Party may see the Conservative Party's back in the opposition benches, and that will have huge implications for the future of the Conservative Party, where they must choose a path that consolidates their base, which would limit the number of votes they can achieve, a similar problem that the Republican Party in the United States is facing, or they can broaden their base and appeal to independents and moderates in the United Kingdom, which is a similar sort of debate and conversation happening across the pond in the United States of Donald Trump and the Republican Party come next year's presidential elections.
All right, Musa Mdunge, political analyst, thank you for making time for us for this chat.